Hi. This will probably be the last video I do for a couple weeks because on Friday I will be reuniting with Nick in Philadelphia, and I'm very, very excited about that. Also, we have the new school year starting up, so I have to go into like teacherly mode again. So I figured before I leave, I should do a video on a topic that I've kind of wanted to do for a while, and this is on how to avoid scams as a new model. It would be really nice if the world was an ideal perfect place and any girl who is beautiful and wants to become a famous model or actress wouldn't get stepped on by people along the way. But unfortunately, the world is full of a lot of dicks. So we have to learn what things to look for so we can avoid getting ourselves into really sticky situations. So very quickly I'm going to go over two types of scams that are really common that you should look out for if you're a new model. The first type of scam is the most common, and those happen to be email scams. It's pretty easy to spot them. And most people can figure out that they're scams and toss them aside right away. But if you're new to the modeling scene, you're overly eager and you're excited. And when you get, this message saying, "Hi, I'm from Glamour Magazine and I want to pay you $3,000 to come to Vegas and model," yeah, you're going to get excited and you might not always think about things first. Scamming emails like that tend to have a few things that really stand out that will give you like that red flag that this is a scam and you shouldn't investigate it any further. Just throw the email away. The first is really poor grammar and spelling. If any professional agency is going to scout you, they're going to take the frickin' time to write a good, well-written email. Okay, no doubt about that. So if it sounds like English might not be this writer's first language, you might want to question. The second and third big things are if this company is offering you a lot of money and you're new and you don't really have a full portfolio. Let's say they want to offer you $3,000 and you maybe have like 5 photos on your Model Mayhem account. Yeah, that's another big red flag right there. The other thing that a lot of these scam email companies will do is they will say, "We're going to send you a check for $3,000, but you need to send 1,500 of that to us after cashing it so we can pay the makeup artist." That right there should be like solid, complete affirmation that that is a scam. The reason for that is they will send you a check, but the check is not a real check. What they do is you cash these checks, or at least you think you cashed them, and then you send the money that they ask for back to the company, and then the check bounces a few days later. So what happens is you're out the $1,500 that you sent to this company on top of a huge amount of bank fees that come from having this check bounce on you. It's ridiculous, and it really gets you into this huge pit fast. A really good way to kind of combat these email scams, if you're not quite sure, maybe it has a few typos, or you're just new and you don't want to jump to conclusions, email the person who sent you a message and ask them this question. And that question is, "What did you like most about my portfolio?" If it's a real photographer or a real agency, which, sorry, it probably isn't going to be a real agency, they will say flat out what they like the most about you and what strikes them the most about your portfolio. If they're fake, then they're going to completely skirt around the issue and never really answer your question. So that's a good way to figure out for sure if it's a scam or not. Though if any of those other things I mentioned are in the email, then chances are it really is a scam and you should ignore it. There's a second type of scammer out there that new models should really be aware of. In the modeling and photography industries, we like to refer to them as GWCs, or guy with camera. GWCs are people who may or may not have a lot of talent as a photographer, but they tend to only be interested in one thing, and that is getting you naked in front of the camera at some point. So these are types of people that you really want to be wary of, because more often than not, these are photographers who have no issues photoshopping your head onto like some pornographic body and pasting it all over the internet. I'm not saying every single person who I would label as GWC would do that, but if their only interest is to see your boobs, then you might want to steer clear of them. I've had a few GWCs contact me on Model Mayhem in the past, and a lot of times they want to shoot TF, so they want to work for free, and they'll flat out ask you, hey, you have a really great body, would you mind doing nude work? I refuse to do nude work, and I do not do lingerie work because of my teaching profession. So when I say that, they instantly shut down because, oh, you're not going to do it? I have no interest in working with you. Even if you say, I'm sorry, I really can't do that, but I'd be interested in doing these other concepts with you. Nope, you will never hear back from them because they're only interested in one thing. The best way to avoid getting yourself involved in a very uncomfortable situation with a GWC is to really do your research on your photographers before you work with them. Scan their portfolios. If their portfolios are all nude work or very risque stuff, you might want to think twice about working with them, or definitely communicate with them often to make sure that they're, a good deal. You should also, communication is number one. Communicate with your photographers. I can't stress this enough. If they're very good and open about communication, then it shouldn't be an issue. Lastly, always ask if you can bring an escort. A legitimate photographer will never mind a new model bringing along a boyfriend, a female friend, just anyone who can be there to help the model feel comfortable and safe. A GWC will mind, and they'll blatantly say it. So if you ask to bring an escort along and the photographer replies that he's not comfortable with that, that's a red flag that you should definitely listen to. Hopefully my tips and advice on this will help a lot of you new models out. I know it can be very overwhelming when you first get into the modeling world, and there's a lot of people out there who will want to take advantage of you, but if you keep your head on straight and you really do your homework on who you're working with, you will be fine and you will succeed. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more videos that will be coming hopefully soon in the next couple weeks. And follow me on Twitter and like my Facebook page. Take care, guys.